this pop-up, as you know, we've been doing this for about 2 weeks now. Basically, we'll come up and just pop up and talk about a topic of choice, something that has been looming in the atmosphere, something that somebody has said to us, something that somebody said they wanted to hear us speak about, and we just come together and we speak on that topic. We pop in and then we pop out. So it's going to be real quick, yes. And, you know, because we know that a message doesn't have to be long to be strong, right?
Hello.
So with that being said, this is going to be a good one. So today is don't forget yourself. Don't forget you when you're on your way to your greater. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we came up with this topic was because, you know, when we're moving towards our greater, when we're moving to our better selves, sometimes we forget who we are. We forget to take care of ourselves. We're just only pushing and grinding for greater, pushing for greater, moving towards greater, striving for greatness. And we forget that we are important too. We just see that goal. We're focused on that goal. We're going to make that goal happen, whether it's a business, whether it's a opportunity, you know, or a position, whatever it is, product or service, whatever it is, we find it, we're pushing for it, and we forget us in the process. Okay? And so with that being said, we need to start talking about how do we put ourselves in the mix and show ourselves as being important while we're moving towards our greater. Because at the end of the day, if we are not strong, we're going to fall. And then what happens then? What happens then? When we are not strong enough to do what we need to do, when we're not equipped to do what we need to do because we sit up there and we poured out and didn't have anything else pouring back in. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that, Vanessa?
Well, this is my thoughts. My thoughts is that especially with me, you know, me, I think I'm cut off. Am I cut off, girl? I think I'm cut off. With me being a mother who's always making sure that everybody else is good, I forgot about myself long enough. I really did. I forgot about myself long enough. Sometimes we don't realize how we really put ourselves on a back burner because we've been doing it for so long. And so now that we have done it for so long, we forgot how to be able to include ourselves into what's important to us. We need to ask ourselves, what is really important to us? Yes, we want to make sure that they're good, but okay, what's important to us at the end of the day? Because we are human beings, we have feelings, we need to have time for ourselves, and maybe we need to just have a good girlfriend talk. Okay, so did you include yourself into that? And you need to. You really, really need to. You know, have you ever heard the saying that when after people have babies that they need to be around some adults? Because they just had a baby and all they do is sleep, eat, and poop. Where's the adult conversation come in from that? Where do they fit into that equation? It's like they lost themselves into their children. Well, that was me. I lost myself into my children for so long. And then next thing you know, when it was time for me to be able to figure this thing out for myself, it was like, I'm scrambling. Mm-hmm. And I realized I stopped including myself. We have to include ourselves no matter how much we say we don't have the time. We can't blame it on the finance. We can't blame it on the man. We can't blame it on the woman. We have to hold accountability to say, you know what? We got this, and we need to include ourselves on the calendar. On the calendar. And you don't have to apologize for it. I don't apologize for it now. Now I do not apologize for it at all. And I'm really loving life right now.
Well, I'm glad, Vanessa. You know, now I don't have children, but my degrees were my babies, right?
Yes.
And then my businesses were my babies. So I can totally relate. When I was a dean of a university, I had a lot of people on me. I had my faculty members, I had my students, I had administration, I had all these things on me. And I was the go-to. If something happened, something went wrong, it was me. And in the process of that, I ended up running 2 campuses in 2 different states. And in the process, I ended up with a medical condition that they said, had I not went to the doctor this week, if I had waited 1 more week, I would have died. Because I was so worried about everything and everybody that was on me that I put them first. And then it got to the point where I just realized it was just too much, and something was wrong. And sure enough, it was I could have died because I was taking care of everybody else, but nobody was pouring into me. Nobody was worried about, oh, you look a little sluggish today. You know, are you feeling okay? Can we help you with something like that? None of that happened. None of that happened. You know, it was, if you hit your numbers today, are you doing what you're supposed to do today? Are you moving in that right direction today? Are the campuses growing today? That's what I got. And sometimes you have to realize that now you have to keep yourself in your best interest at the end of the day. Because if you don't care about you, guess what? It's nobody else's responsibility to do it. It's your responsibility to care about you. And when you are moving up in the ranks, yes, you need to do the things you need to do. But at the same time, you need to realize that you are a person and you have feelings and you have needs. And your needs need to be met just like everybody else's needs. Right? Right? See, that's why I say, don't forget you when you are moving up the ranks. Yeah, people are going to try to use you. People are going to try to abuse you. But guess what? You have to know what the cutoff point is. You have to know when it's time for you to take a break. And you have to be unapologetic for it, right? Because guess what? Had I died, they would have been moving. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. But the business would have kept going, whether I was there or not. When I left the position, the business kept going, and I wasn't there. So what happens then? You know, so what would have happened if I would have just did all of that, died, and it would just kept going? You know, would they have missed me? Maybe.
Well, man, you bring up a great topic. A great topic. And this happens often. This is crazy because this happened to all 3 of my children. And the crazy part about it, one in particular, works her butt off. Her birthday is tomorrow. She was determined to get her a new car, and she is like my mini-me. But the crazy part about it is that she works her tail off, and she has a big goal, right? So she has a big goal, but she also knows she wants to have her business. So she knows she needs this experience. So she's working and working and working, and she already know what her mom already experienced with the corporate world. And so this week, I'm always getting on her, like, you know, you have to slow down. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself. I understand you have goals, but they gonna be who they gonna be. Let's be real with it, right? And so it got to the point where she worked so much that she ended up in hospital. Not only did she end up in the hospital, I'm here in the hospital with her, worrying about her and everything else. But the crazy part about it, I had to make the call to her job and to let them know that she would not be in. Me being mom, I'm trying not to revert back to my old ways. Yeah. Point blank into the period, I understood my daughter's frustration on this job. And that it was to the point where the upper management, I got to watch what I say. She said the wrong thing to me. And I said, dang, okay, hold on. This is mine's. And so now I already know what's going on, so I have to be careful with that conversation. So I said, okay, Vanessa. And see, I tell people all the time, you never know who's on the other end. You never know who knows who. And so before she knew it, I hung up with her, and I was calling her manager on top of that manager. Oh, yeah, I wasn't done. But see, this is why I tell everybody, you have to have another plan that you don't have to worry about somebody constantly controlling you. Because at the end of the day, they gonna care and do with whoever, whenever, and you are not included in that equation. Period. So Kenny, you heard this. You don't have a conversation if you ain't invested in nothing. Mm-hmm. You have to have you a plan outside of, so you can live your life and not just live to pay bills, or live to be controlled, or live just to be able to do what the heck somebody else does. What, Kina? What I do?
The W2 mindset.
If you don't get your life outside that W2 mindset, be prepared to be stuck. We got to call it what it is. You're going to be stuck because somebody else is going to control you, because you constantly allowing them to. And most importantly, you didn't invest in nothing, so your conversation is not going to change. When you have a conversation about investing in something where you could get a return on your investment in order for you to live the lifestyle that you dreamed of and always wanted to live, then you can have a conversation. Other than that, you have nothing to say. Mm-hmm. So again, that W2 mindset is real. It is real. You have to do something, whatever that may be. Do something. Do something, because they don't care about you. You are there. They hire you for a position for a certain amount of time. And when they get tired or when they need to make an adjustment, right? Look what's going on with Kina. There's no way in heck, as much value she brings to the table, you telling me you couldn't even really check on this woman, or you didn't have the nerve to say how she's doing? But again, that's what happened. But at the same time, Kina's smart enough. She got her backup plan, because if something happens, no problem, because I'm living my life. I already created this plan for me. Everybody, get you a plan. Get you a plan. You have something more to give, where you could be able to create the lifestyle, so you could be able to include yourself into your calendar and not have to squeeze yourself into somebody else's calendar, so they could be able to say you have the permission to go or you have the permission to stay. That's not living. That is not living. Live full-time and not part-time. I had to learn that. Live full-time and not part-time. It is not even worth it. You get one life. One. You have to learn how to appreciate it. And if somebody else don't give you value, make adjustments. It's okay. And don't apologize for it. Don't apologize for it. All right.
I like that. And that makes perfect sense. We have to have a plan. We have to get ourselves together. We have to keep ourselves moving. I'm in a situation now where, I'm living the life, but I wasn't taking care of me. I was on flights every 5 minutes, this, that, and the third. And now, Mr. Cholesterol and Mr. High Blood Pressure done snuck up on me a little bit. Guess what? That means that I'm going to have to start taking care of me. That means that I'm going to have to slow down a little bit and start working on the temple, so that I can be everything I need to be, so that I can live the life that I was purposed for.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop the message. That's not going to stop the message. It's not going to stop the gifts. It's not going to stop anything that I'm trying to do. It's just going to enhance it, because now I feel what other people are feeling when they feel like they want to stop, when they want to give up, when they want to quit. No. When those things happen to you, don't be a quitter. Be an example.
Yes. Come on.
Be an example. When people look at you, they see all your struggles and all of your all the obstacles you're going through, and they can still say you're still here. You'll be an example. Anything I go through, I tell it. I tell the world. Why? Because I want to be an example. Because guess what? If I'm going through it, it's probably 100,000 people going through the same thing that's waiting on me to share my testimony, so that they can see, yes, I can overcome, and yes, I can go through. I can make things happen in spite of. I can move those mountains that are in front of me, or better yet, go through them. Why? Because I have the motivation, I have the drive, I have the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And sometimes, guess what? The word is so true. He's not going to give you more than you can bear. He's not going to give you more than you can bear. And when you're getting hit left, front, side, left, back, all those things, that means that you are stronger than you know, and you're stronger
Yes.
than you're giving yourself credit for. And
Yep.
the thing is, either you can live in your pity party, or you can sit up there and press through and then
Yes.
be the example that he's trying to make you to be. We need to
Exactly.
stop seeing every situation as a negative, and we need to start seeing it in a positive spin
Mm-hmm.
of what it's going to become. Because guess what? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? The diamond started out as a piece of coal that was pressed and pressed and pressed until it what? Became the diamond. It had to be ugly, and it had to go through some things before it could become something beautiful, precious, and wanted and deserved and valued. Okay? So
Come
guess
on.
what? You sometimes we got to go through some things before the people see who we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we got to go through some things before they hear the message.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to go through some things before they understand the struggle. But guess what? We are still here.
Mm.
And that is what I'm saying to you when I say, don't forget you
Yeah.
when you are going through the struggle, when
Mm-hmm.
you're going towards your greater. Because
Yeah.
guess what? You got to be in tip-top shape to be able to stand in the victory while you go, instead of just going through the struggle. So you
Mm.
have to be pouring into you while you're going through the struggle, so that you can come out, when you come out victorious, you're doing the victorious dance. You're not laying on the victorious couch. Okay?
Yes.
you
Come
know,
on.
you want to be doing the victorious dance. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be able to be pouring into you along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just be pouring out. We want to pour out. We all
Mm-hmm.
pour out. As servant leaders, we pour out with no problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is that we have a problem receiving the pour in.
Yeah.
Don't have a problem receiving the pour in. Let yourselves know that you are worthy to be replenished.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Unapologetically receive the fill up.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time that it
Mm.
needs to get refilled,
Come on.
refreshed, and renewed, because you deserve that. Because if you don't get renewed, how many people are going to miss out on the blessing and the gift that they were supposed to receive because you were supposed to be there?
Okay.
What do you think on that, Vanessa?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna have several seats. Mm-hmm. You know, she's saying something that is very true. It's very true. We have to be able to understand that when we was born with something. We
Yeah.
was born with something to just be able to be enslaved. We don't have to be enslaved. We really don't. We are enslaved is because that's what majority are taught to do. We are enslaved is because we have our minds made up to stay enslaved. We are in this frame, in this box, in this uncertain lifestyle, but we turn around and we don't do anything about it to be able to create a lifestyle. You know what I mean? We could be able to do so much, but we too busy focusing on the wrong stuff. We are. We complaining about what's on TV, but we watching it. We complain about what's going on in the White House, but we don't vote. We complain, but we're not doing anything to change the game. We really not. So when are you going to join and be a game changer? You have to sometimes take the lead when other people don't. But if you want different, you need to step up. You really need to step up. Don't think that it's not possible for you. This wasn't an overnight thing for us. We still fight to be able to be in a place where we want to be. We want to be able to sit back when we want to retire, not when they say we have to retire. So we could be able to, I want to enjoy my grandbabies. You know, they was over here last week and I was able to shut down and be with them. I was able to do that. But when my kids was little, I didn't have that opportunity to be able to sit back because I was so close-minded, worried about paying these bills. But now that I see things totally different, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. When are we going to do something different about this thing here? We can't worry about the racists. We can't worry about who's trying to get over here. We can't worry about the missiles and all that craziness. Worry about what you're going to do so you can be able to do something to be able to show your children there is a better way. Because there is a better way. You just have to be open enough and not closed-minded so you can be able to create the calendar that you want to fit yourself in. You want to be able to create a calendar where you could be able to control the schedule. You want to create a calendar to say, you know what, I don't have to work with that person just to be able to get paid. If you attract who you want to be. So if you open enough to be that leader, you have to be a student so you can be able to learn how to lead. That's it. That's it. We too busy overthinking stuff when we really don't have to. But again, that's how we were set up. So just because you were set up like that, why don't you set yourself up to be free enough to be able to control your calendar? Is that making sense? Set it up so you could be able to not be in that box, but now set it up so your calendar you control your calendar to be free. Stop speaking hot air, because that balloon stopped moving a long time ago. So stop doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you know you haven't made no changes. You too afraid to make some adjustment because this is all you know. Well, when you stay into this is all you know mentality, then you will end up in a place where you don't want to be. So again, it's possible. Make it possible. Stop having excuses. Put yourself on a calendar so you can start living again, because again, you only get one life to live. One. You don't get a do-over. You get one. Now, what are you going to do in that life to live? We have 6 months, and this year is done. You said you was going to be able to do X, Y, and Z, and you still haven't even started. When was the last time you put your vision board up? Better yet, when was the last time you looked at your vision board? Oh, I'm sorry. When did you reach a goal yet? Oh, well, maybe you need to look and reevaluate. If I didn't reach these goals, what the heck am I doing? Am I really committing this time so I can be able to set myself up to be free? Hello. We have to be able to understand it's possible. It's really possible. Don't wait till you're 60 and you're rocking chair and now you can't go back and get that time back. Stop wasting your time, giving your time away for free. And if people don't get it, not a problem. Them not the people you need to be surrounded with. So go ahead. Kina said, moving mountains. He will move mountains, but you got to get up so he could push those mountains.
All right. All right.
Oh.
Well, we're going to make a few final points, and then we're going to pop out just like we popped in, right? So,
yes,
ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being here today. And we want to push you to move towards your greater, but remembering that you are just as important as your greater. We want you to make sure that you know that you are your biggest resource.
Yes.
You know, yes, money money's good, but if you're not here to spend the money, what's it gonna do?
Come on.
You know, these other opportunities are good, but if you're not here to work the opportunities, what's it going to do for you?
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember that the temple is the resource, and you got to keep the temple up. And you got to be here for people are waiting on you. People are counting on you. People are waiting on your gift so that they can move to their next level. You're not here just willy-nilly. You're here for a purpose. And that purpose is to lift somebody else up, to educate someone else, to move somebody else into their greater heights. And if you're not in the position where you're supposed to be when that person is coming up, then they don't get their greater. You're a catalyst. We're all catalysts for something greater. So make sure that you're taking care of you, and make sure that you are pouring back into yourself, because you deserve it. You're worth it, and we need you here in this world.
Absolutely.
So, I'm Dr. Aikyna Finch. I do education, motivation, and social media. I'm the owner of Finch & Associates, and I'm the co-owner of Changing Minds Online, where we bring you education, motivation, and we're here to serve you.
And I am Vanessa Canteberry, and I help people to get the W-2 mindset right so they could get them a 1099 life. I am also the founder of Inspired by Vanessa and also the co-owner of Changing Minds Online. We bring it to you real, raw, and uncut to make sure you think and move beyond your right now situation. So when you see Dr. Aikyna, Finch, and myself, always know that we are the dynamic duo for a reason. So with that being said, we love to be able to continue to keep on pouring into you, keep on bringing those questions. And just like we popped in, we're about to pop on out. Have a blessed one, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.